All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving deep into the science of your body's batteries. Yeah, we're talking all about cellular energy, what it is, why you might be feeling like you're running on fumes, and most importantly, how to get more of it.
So let's just start with a feeling I bet so many of us know, right? You get a full night's sleep, maybe even 8 hours, but you wake up feeling just completely drained. Your brain feels foggy, it's hard to focus, your muscles are kind of weak, you just feel older than you should, you know?
And here's the thing, that feeling, it is not just in your head. It's not about willpower. It's a real, physical sign that deep, deep inside your trillions of cells, those tiny little energy factories are basically running on empty.
Okay, so let's get right to the root of this energy crisis. What is actually going on inside when it feels like your body's battery just refuses to hold a charge?
All right, let's get into it. I want you to meet the hero of our story today, the mitochondrion. Seriously, these are the tiny, tiny power plants packed inside pretty much every single cell in your body. Their whole job is to take the food you eat, the air you breathe, and turn it all into pure, usable energy.
So, 90%, what's that about? Well, it's the sheer scale of what these things do. Your mitochondria, these tiny organelles, they generate about 90% of your body's energy. This energy, it has a name. It's called ATP, and it's the fuel for literally everything. I mean everything. Your heart beating, your brain firing off thoughts, all of it.
But get this, it's not just about energy. Their job is so much bigger than that. They're like the managers of your cells. They're the ones signaling for repairs, acting as your immune system's frontline guards, keeping inflammation in check, and even helping to fight off infections. They're critical multitaskers.
So here's the bottom line, right? When your mitochondria start to struggle, you start to struggle. It's a direct link. That decline, it's connected to that fatigue you feel, to aging faster than you should, to that annoying brain fog, and yeah, even to a higher risk for serious stuff like heart disease.
But here's the really good news. This is not a one-way street. Not at all. You can absolutely support these little cellular engines. And the best place to start? Well, it's probably what's on the end of your fork.
Okay, so your mitochondria absolutely thrive when you give them the right fuel. Think about it like this. Antioxidants from stuff like berries and dark chocolate, that's their protective shield. Healthy fats from salmon or walnuts, that keeps their outer layer, their membrane, flexible and working right. And then you've got key players like B vitamins and CoQ10. Those are the essential raw materials they need to actually produce all that energy.
But, it's not just about what you're eating. The timing, when you eat, can be just as important. In fact, giving your whole system a scheduled break can be an incredibly powerful way to supercharge those cellular engines.
And that's where something like intermittent fasting comes in. What it does is it helps your whole network of mitochondria shift from that broken-up, dysfunctional state to a more connected, youthful state. This shift kicks off a process called mitophagy. And you can just think of that as cellular spring cleaning. It's where your body literally clears out the old, busted mitochondria to make space for fresh, new, efficient ones.
Okay, so moving beyond food, there's this really cool concept called hormesis. It's basically the idea that a little bit of healthy stress can actually make you stronger, and we can use it to literally force our mitochondria to grow stronger and even multiply.
A perfect example of this is just regular cardio. I mean, look at this. Just 30 minutes of activity a day can boost the volume of mitochondria in your muscle cells by up to 40%. Think about that. That's 40% more power plants just churning out energy for you with way less effort.
And what's so great about this is that it is never too late to start. Seriously. For even more bang for your buck, look at high-intensity interval training, or HIIT. Studies show it can boost mitochondrial density by up to 70%, even in older adults. Your cells are just waiting for the signal to adapt and get stronger.
And it's not always about sweating it out either. There are some really interesting therapies popping up, like red light therapy. The way it works is that certain wavelengths of red light basically give a direct kickstart to a key enzyme inside your mitochondria. It's like a direct energy boost, helping them crank out more of that ATP fuel.
You can also play with temperature. Using hot and cold is another amazing way to build that cellular resilience. So a quick cold shower can activate the special fat-burning tissue. And on the flip side, heat from a sauna helps repair your mitochondria by creating these things called heat shock proteins. They're basically your body's emergency repair crew.
All right, let's talk about one of the biggest and honestly most overlooked threats to your energy levels: poor sleep and chronic stress. And let me be clear, you simply cannot out-exercise or out-diet a stressed-out, sleep-deprived body. It just doesn't work.
I mean, some research points to poor sleep as the #1 cause of mitochondrial damage. And why is that? Well, it's because deep sleep is when your body runs its essential maintenance program. It's when that cellular cleanup crew we talked about comes in and clears out all the junk. If you don't get that deep sleep, that crew just never shows up for work. So what can we do about stress? Well, what if I told you that one of the most powerful tools isn't in the gym and it's not in the kitchen? It's literally right under your nose. It's your breath. This study here shows just how powerful it can be when you consciously change how you breathe. It can create these amazing positive changes throughout your entire nervous system.
And it doesn't have to be complicated. Super simple practices like this 4-7-8 breathing technique can almost instantly shift your nervous system out of that high alert fight or flight mode and into the rest and recover state. And that is the calm, low stress environment where your mitochondria can finally do their job, repair themselves, and really thrive.
Okay. Diet, fasting, exercise, light, temperature, sleep, breath. Wow, that sounds like a lot, right? So the big question is, how do we put all this together into a plan that we can actually stick with? Well, the key is to just remember a few simple principles. First, this is not about being perfect, it's about being consistent. Second, all these things work together. They actually make each other more powerful. And most important, just start small. I'm talking a 20-minute walk, a 12-hour fast, which for most of us is just not eating after dinner. Match the challenge to where you are right now. That's it. Ultimately, what this is all about is taking back control. It's a shift from feeling powerless to feeling like you have agency. When you support your mitochondria, you are supporting your body's fundamental ability to create energy, to work properly, and to heal itself. You really are the architect of your own cellular energy. So, look, your cellular engines are ready for an upgrade. The only question is, are you? The power to recharge your life truly from the inside out is right there in your hands, and you can start today.